Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Alana. I am Mrs. Smith Stitches here on Flosstube as well as on Instagram. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending a little bit of your time with me. Happy New Year to everybody. Today is January 1st, 2026, and I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to film a WIP parade. If you are brand new to Flosstube or to my channel, welcome. A WIP parade, WIPs stand for work in progress. So these are all the projects that I currently have in progress at varying stages of progress that I am bringing in with me to 2026. I have, I think, 38 WIPs, which if you watched my WIP parade last year, I think I had like 20 something. So I'm getting worse, basically. Instead of getting better at finishing stuff, I seem to be getting worse, or I'm getting worse at starting. I'm not really sure, honestly, but I have a lot. This year in 2026, I have decided to, I won't say no buy because I feel like I will probably buy some stuff. And I have a few, like a very, very few starts planned. Other than that, I'm not going to start anything new in 2026. I'm going to try really, really, really hard to finish some of the WIPs that I have. Because for me, 37 is a lot. Like, and I'm not sure that includes the already 2 new things I've started since my last video. So that is my plan for 2026. I'm going to go through all my WIPs. I do have a finish to show you. I do have 2 things. I did a Christmas Day start and a New Year's Day start. And then I'll go through sort of all the WIPs and kind of explain where my thought process is and how I'm going to get some of these things, fingers crossed, finished, and ideally nothing new started. So it might be a bit of a long video. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll give a little quick introduction because I know WIP parades bring in a lot of new people. So my name, as I said, is Alana. I live just outside of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I work full-time as an emergency room ward clerk or unit clerk. And so I have 4 kids, a husband, 4 kids, and almost 5 grandkids. We have our newest grandbaby due in March of this year, which is really exciting. So that's a little bit about me. My hobbies are mostly cross stitch. I do a little crocheting. I actually have a couple blankets on the go now, one for the new baby and one for my oldest grandson, who was sad that he outgrew his baby blanket because all the new babies are getting blankets. So he needs a new blanket too. And that's really all I have time for. I've been trying to get back into reading. I used to read a lot, and the girls that I work with are all big readers. So we do have a book club going. So I've been reading a little bit. I've finished 1 book since Christmas, which was pretty proud of myself, and started a second one. I don't have time. I can't stitch and read, and I can't get into audiobooks. I don't know why. I've tried, and I don't think they're for me. Anyway, I've already gotten off topic and we just started the video. So this is Flosstube number 36. I've been doing Flosstube for, it'll be 3 years in April since I started. And welcome. I'm so glad that you're here today with me to go through all of my WIPs. It'll be a bit crazy. I feel like I have stuff absolutely everywhere. My whole table that I stitch on is like full of stuff. I think the cleanup is going to be time consuming. And I have my little granddaughter with me today, so she's napping. So fingers crossed. My husband is listening for her. She just, well, I guess she's been down for almost an hour now. She's usually a pretty good napper, so I'm hoping I can get this all out while she's having a little snooze. Okay, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna start with my first finish, which was actually my Jingle Ball start. So I finished Go Tell It on the Mountain by Heartstring Samplery. And this, I don't know what my lighting's gonna be like. It's a beautiful day here today. It's cold, but it's very sunny. So I bought this at the Jingle Ball in 2024, maybe? Yeah, or 2023. And I didn't start it or do anything with it. It was still on my, computer as a PDF. And I was chatting with a couple of girlfriends and they had all had it and all bought it. None of us had started it. So we started at the Jingle Ball and it was quite honestly one of the only things I stitched in December, but I thought, you know what, it's small and I'm going to try to get it finished, and I did. So there it is. I used most of the called for. I think I brightened up the white. It's stitched on 36 count Hemingway by Needle and Flax, 1/1, 1/2. And I took the blue, I did a little bit of blue in the house because I like a blue house. It's Dolphin by Weeks, maybe. So yeah, so that is my finish, my one and only finish for the month of December. And I did have 2 new starts for December. One is a PDF, so I don't have, and I'm not very good at like posting the pictures here. So I do apologize about that. So I only have the little bit that I started. This was my Christmas Day start. I started it with my friend Michelle, the Red Dirt Stitcher on Instagram. And we decided to start at Christmas Day. I think I started my Boxing Day because Christmas was a little bit crazy. But we try. So this is Home for Christmas by Teresa Kogut. Oh, I've got a string. I apologize. The new starts I didn't iron. I did try to iron the rest of it, and I'm stitching this on 40 count Ren with all of the called for DMC. And this is, I got little Santa's head going here. I love this Ren. I don't have a picture to show, so I apologize for that. Here is the floss. It's all DMC. It's so pretty. So that was my Christmas Day start. And so that's all I got. That's all I got to show you for that one. And my next new start is my New Year's Day start. So my New Year's Day start is the Beatitudes by Little House Needleworks. I saw Lori Holt stitching this. I don't know if that she's finished it, but she was stitching it on one of the last floss tubes that I watched of hers, like quite a while ago, and I had it in my cart for a long time. And one day I saw her floss tube again, and I was like, I'm just going to order it. And then I thought, that's such a great New Year, new start. I loved it. So I managed to get a very, very few itty bitty. I didn't even take it out of the hoop because that's all I got done was like a few leaves this morning before I did anything else today. I just wanted to pop in a few. Let me hand behind it so you can see you can't really see. I'm stitching it on 40 count Repeata by Roxy Floss, and it is with all the called for. It's a bit of a mix. It's a couple of classic colorworks, and then the rest is DMC. So I am stitching that. So that's my New Year, new start. So I'm hoping to get some more stitching on it this evening. I'm just going to put it here. I don't know where I'm going to put all of these things. I'm going to put that on my desk that I stitch at. There we go. It's so crazy. I think I'm missing one. I can see it. Hang on a sec. Oh, I'll show you my new shirt. Look, my husband got me this shirt for Christmas. Wasn't it so cute? Hang on a sec. Sorry, I pause it, but I'm not great at putting stuff back together when I pause it. Yeah, so that was my surprise shirt. I thought that was really cute. He ordered it off someone on Etsy. I'm not sure where he got it from. But I thought that was just so cute because usually it says tea. I am a tea drinker. I don't drink coffee at all. And so many things always are about coffee. And some of us like tea. So the next 2 projects I'm going to show you are Christmas projects that I've been working on this month as I can. And I think for both of them, because they're small, I'm going to try to finish them. Even though, yes, Christmas is over. And I tend to be a stitcher that likes to stitch in the season that we're in. I just don't find for Christmas I get enough time because it's such a busy season, right? So these are 2 that I'm setting aside, and I'm actually think I'm going to work on them after today. Today I'm going to work on the Beatitudes, but I think after today I'm going to just work on these 2 till they're done. Then start in on my regularly scheduled January stitching because I really, really want to get some things accomplished. The least amount of WIPs I can bring in to the new year, the better as far as I'm concerned. So this is Peace and Goodwill by Brenda Gervais. I'm stitching this with a group of ladies, Michelle the Red Dirt Stitcher. Oh goodness, and I didn't write anybody's name down. I'll put all of their floss tubes down below. It'll be easier for me to do that. And this is, well, this has a loose thread too. I didn't do very well with these ones. The rest of them are all like ironed and ready to go, but these ones are not. I think I might need my board for this because it's kind of a sunny day. I probably should have shut my window, but here we go. I did change some colors in this, but used the colors that were already in here. So sorry for that loose thread. I changed the color of the house and just used the reds that were in here. I changed this because this is supposed to be white, but even if you can look at the little snowman, the white is not showing on this fabric. I'll check in a minute to see what the fabric is. I'm pretty sure it's a 40 count. 40 is kind of my preferred count. It's a beautiful piece of fabric. I think it might be a mystery fabric because I just had a little chunk of it and I don't know what else I stitched on it, but the white really wasn't showing. And by then I had kind of, like I had done so much. So I just didn't want to restart it. And I've using the brightest white that I can find. Hang on a second. Let me put this away so you can kind of see it without the thread dangling from it. I hate that. There we go. It's a little bit wrinkly because I didn't iron this one, but it's very close to being done. I did have to frog the entire other half of the wreath in the middle. I had done one leaf like 3 stitches off, so I couldn't fudge it. So I actually the other night just ripped out the entire half, which was very unfortunate, but it's very, very close to being finished. So I think once I'm done with my New Year stitching for today, that's going to be my plan, is to finish this. And then I think this is sort of a mystery linen. I apologize for that. I have no idea what else I stitched on that or where that came from. I'll throw that over there. And then the next one is that I'm going to work on once I finish Peace and Goodwill. I'm going to go to this, which is also Brenda Gervais Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. And it's just so cute. I love Brenda. I mean, I love all my patterns that I have, but I absolutely love this one. And again, I'm not that far away from a finish. Like I certainly still have a fair bit left, but there we go. But like the Santa's almost done. Like I think I could get this done in a couple of good stitchy sessions. So this I'm stitching on a 36 count, one-of-a-kind fabric from Roxy Floss Co. I am using all of the called for floss for this. I did have to brighten up the little snowman dude because he wasn't showing up very well either. This is the same fabric, if you've watched me previously, that I did patchwork cloak Santa on. I bought it at Stitch North. It was like a one-of-a-kind off dye. I absolutely loved it. I wish there had been more of it. But it was just that like random, like one-of-a-kind. And it's a 36 count. Okay, so I'm going to toss that over here too. Just throwing stuff now. Just throwing stuff all over the place. My craft room is going to be a mess. I did like try to do this big clean out of my craft room. I don't know. Anyway, it only partially worked. And the other day before I started my set of night shifts, I was like ironing everything. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you have to go to work in like an hour. And I'm like, I know, but if I don't get everything set up now, I'm never going to get the chance to film. It'll be like January 10th before I film. So I was like madly ironing and like organizing all of my WIPs. I had gone through them before Christmas and kind of like wrote them down. And is there anything that I kind of don't really care to work on, or I don't know. I think your tastes change sometimes and you're like, okay, that one's not really, I have so many like that one's not really calling to me. There was only a couple that I was like, I'm just going to leave them and not include them in the list because I'm probably not going to work on them this year. Not that I'll never work on them again, but I have to keep my little card. Where was that? Oh, that's this one. Okay. I've also run out of project bags, which to me means I need to get rid of some of these WIPs because I have a lot of project bags, and some I've made and some I've bought, but I made like in the summer, like I think 9 new ones, and they're all full. And I was like, okay, that's too many. I have too many things. I have to take a sip of my Pepsi. I need some caffeine today. We actually went out for New Year's last night, which we don't do ever. That's not true. We actually went out the year before too. So we just went to a friend's house, went out for dinner. It was lovely. And we had planned to be home like long before midnight. And the weather, I don't know, we weren't paying attention. We didn't know, it called for snow, but it was like 1.01 centimeter or millimeter. So we were like, that's not snow. And we got to their house about 6-ish, maybe a little bit before. We left about 10:30, and we went to go outside. Our car was literally covered. It took us an hour to do a 20-minute drive last night. And I was like, oh, okay. We got stuck behind a snowplow. It was crazy. I was like, I didn't even know we were getting any of this snow. I was not paying attention. Anyway, everybody got home. It was fine, but Then we ended up staying up and watching the ball drop because we were awake. We were home. This is very anticlimactic. I used to watch like the Dick Clark. I know now I'm aging myself, but like the Dick Clark, like New York. So we watched like the New York Times. Like, I don't know. I don't know anybody that's singing. I was like, do we get that old that quickly? I don't know anybody. Okay, I'm really off topic now. This is my WIPs now. I guess technically the last two were WIPs too, but they're like WIPs that I plan to finish, so I don't think I counted them in my numbers. Okay, first WIP is Proverbs 31 Sampler by Plum Street Samplers. I am stitching this on 36 count cream by Zweigart with all of the called for colors. And I'm going to use my board because it's a light color. And here's where, I got my board backwards. It's not helpful. Okay. And here is where I'm at. It's very, very cute. All of the words are 1/1. So I was like, oh, okay. But like, honestly, again, there's not, if I could spend a good couple of days on this, I could 100% get it finished. The house in this is quite tiny. The words, the 1/1 by far takes me the longest. And then it's just finishing off, like there's like the swan and a couple of trees and the rest of the border, but like it's beautiful, but it's not a ton of stitching. So yeah, so that's my, hopefully going into, hopefully we'll have a finish for next year or for this year. I guess it's this year now. I'm going to take me a really, really long time to remember to write 2026 on everything, as it does. I do apologize. I am going to try to zip up my bags really quietly. I just am worried that if I don't put them all back in the bags, it's going to be an absolute disaster. Okay, WIP. The next one is also Plum Street. I love Plum Street. This is the day. This is so close to being finished. It's silly. I have pulled this out a few times. I did that just one for June and managed to finish 2 projects in June of last year. And this was one of the ones that I had planned to finish and then I just ran out of time. But it's ridiculously close to being finished. Here, let me get the board because I feel like this window is a little see-through. Also seems very wrinkly considering I did iron it. I mean, I ironed everything days ago, so that might be why. So close to being finished. Like, absolutely, this is going to stay out. And again, just a couple of days, I could 100% get this done and framed. It's so pretty. It's funny because like pink really isn't like my color, but I absolutely loved this house. And it was super, super fun to stitch. I'm stitching this on 40 count platinum. And this was actually my New Year New Start in 2023. So New Year New Start, it's 2026 and it still isn't finished. That's just silly. It's just so close and it's so pretty. And I would absolutely love to have it on my wall. So yes, so this was my 2023 New Year New Start and not done at all. The worst part is I'm not sure any of my New Year New Starts have been finished. So that's not a good sign. This one I don't have a start time on or what I'm stitching. I know this is a mystery fabric because I know exactly where I got it. But my next one is Dear Daughter by Black Street Samplers. No, by Blackbird Designs. I am stitching this for my daughter and I'm going to plan on putting her initials, my initials, and her daughter's initials on this. My general plan is to stitch it twice, one for my daughter-in-law as well with her mom, hers, and her daughter's initials. So far they both only have one daughter, so we'll see. The new grandbaby's a boy, so we'll see. It's really pretty, and I'm using the called for colors as of now. I think my intention was to change the color of the house. I think I was going to make the house a blue. I haven't got that far. So yeah, so I just thought that would be really pretty to do for both. But here's where I've gotten on the first one. I've only started stitching one and I have enough fabric to stitch, like this is enough fabric to stitch both. This fabric I got is so nice. I have no idea what it's called. I picked it up when I was There's a little store in Brighton. If you're in Ontario, there's a little store in Brighton called Knowledge and Needles. I talk about her all the time. I love her. And I went to her, sorry, I have a hair. I went to her open house a couple of years ago, and I picked up a few pieces of fabric, but this was one, and it's, I don't know, it's beautiful. I absolutely know I should really email her and ask her. But I'm assuming it came with a card or something, and I lost it. This was years ago. But I love, love, love this. And I've stitched something else on it now, I can't remember. But anyway, here's my start for Dear Daughter. Using so far all the called for, and with plans to sort of change the color of the house. I don't know if I'll make the house different colors for both. And I have other things to stitch for them this year, so I don't even know if this will really get a ton of, I didn't stitch on it at all in 2025. So I'm not sure if I'll get those this year or if they're gonna wait a couple of years and I'll just do both at the same time. These WIPs aren't really in an order. So they're kind of all over the place. I tried to leave the stuff that I'm going to work on in January to the last, but to be completely honest with you, they're all over the place. There's not a ton of rhyme or reason for my WIPs. So I apologize for that as well. So my next WIP is going to be the Sampler of the Season Spring by Blueberry Ridge. I do have all of these. I have finished fall. It was actually my birthday start in 2023. I don't remember. 2024. I'm losing track of my years. So this is the spring sampler. I absolutely love, I love monochromatic just in general. I really, really love her patterns specifically. They are super, super fun to stitch. She has a Halloween one that's in black that I'd really like to do. I don't have it yet, and I won't start it this year because I'm concentrating on finishing things this year, but I do have all of her spring, and they are really, really fun to stitch. She's a Canadian designer. She does have an Etsy that you can buy them as PDFs. I picked these up from Anne, actually, at Knowledge and Needles. I was able to order the whole set. I'll link Anne's store below. And I just sent her an email and said, do you have these? And she's like, yep, she just sent me the whole set. It was great. I did change the floss. This is a called for Madison Rose by Weeks Dye Works. And I wanted to do the spring in a green. And so here is my start on that. They're just fun. There's something about them that is just like, I started the fall one and I finished it almost right away. They're just, I don't know, they're just fun. I love a monochromatic. And I am stitching this with, I'll show you my floss here, Green Pasture by Gentle Arts. Let me put it here so you can kind of see the variegation. There you go. And I'm stitching it on 40 count vintage lace by hand dyed by Rolanda, who is also a Canadian designer, dyer. Her fabric is absolutely beautiful. Like I just love her fabric. I could stitch everything on hand dyed by Rolanda. This is actually like that Verdal, so it's like an even weave 40 count, which I love. I can link her Etsy. She does have an Etsy store as well. If you ever have the chance to go to Stitch North, so far the years that I've been, she was a vendor each weekend. And I just buy everything I can find of hers. I absolutely love her fabric. I do have some of her floss too, and it's beautiful. So I'll link her Etsy store. I should write myself little notes of the things I'm supposed to link because I'm super bad at forgetting that. And then I was like, oh, I'll get these lovely, like nice messages being like, hey, could you link that? I was like, I could, because I told you I would, and then I forgot. I'm sorry. My next WIP is actually the spring version of Sampler of the Seasons. So, oh, sorry, the summer version. So everything's the same, except I kind of switched. So I actually did summer in a pink and spring in a green. So again, Blueberry Ridge. This is her summer sampler. And this is how far I got on this one. Not quite as far as spring. Super, super pretty. I don't feel like that color is showing up very great. I do have a picture of it on my Instagram, but let me see if I can get it too, because I feel like I'm losing my light, and now it's getting cloudy and I didn't turn on any lights. So now I'm a little concerned. Okay. So I'm doing, do I have a full one in here? I do. That shows up better than the one skein that I've already pulled apart. So it is Gentle Arts. It's Geranium. It feels like it's a little bit, let me see if I can get it behind the fabric. It's got beautiful, I don't know if you're really getting the true color of this one. It's got beautiful variegation in it. And it's just really, really pretty. Like, I feel like the variegation isn't showing up like the green did, but that's okay. You get the idea. Yeah, so it's Geranium by Gentle Arts, and the fabric is also, I think, a hand dyed by Rolanda, and it's ivory, excuse me. This is the other half of what I stitched the fall one on. It goes this way. Yeah. So I stitched fall on this as well, and I finished it. I might have it there. I can show you actually. I haven't fully finished anything because if you're new, I'm very bad at fully finishing. Like, very bad at fully finishing every year. And I know last year on my WIP parade, I said the same thing. I'm like, I'm going to finish one thing a month, fully finish. I don't think I fully finished anything. Not a one. I finished projects and fully finished nobody. So I'd like to say, I don't know why. I think because I don't do it a lot, that I'm not confident in my finishing. And so then it feels like a big job. Does that make sense? Like, it feels like a big job to finish everything. You're just like, oh my gosh, it's going to take me forever to finish this, or to frame it, or to put it into a pillow, or like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not making any fully finished promises this year, because last year I did, and I didn't get any of them done. This year I'm just going to get down the WIPs. That's all. That's the only thing I'm going to try to do, is less WIPs. My next WIP would be The Summer at Cherry Hill by Brenda Gervais. Absolutely love this. I bought this from the Kitten Stitcher with a whole bunch of other Brenda Gervais. If you live in Canada, Brenda Gervais is harder to find. Traditional Stitches is one of the only people that carry it, and I don't know if they're closing, it's for sale. So I don't really know what's going to happen with Traditional Stitches. Like, they're based out of Calgary, I think. But Kitten Stitcher will ship to Canada. And I do believe Hollis Hands Creates, who does this, she ships to Canada too, but not everybody does. So I am fortunate to live quite close to the border, like less than 50, like I'm 15 minutes probably from the border. So I actually have a P.O. box in the States that I did ship this to. And so that's a little bit easier for me, but she does ship to Canada. So this one was hard to find. I saw this on someone's Flosstube probably back in 2020. Her name was, I don't know what her name was, but her channel was A Mom in Her Car, and she hasn't posted in a very, very long time. And I loved her Flosstube. And it's been years since she's posted on it. And I remember watching her stitch this, and I was like, oh, I need that. And I never found it. And then I finally, one day, wandering through the Kitten Stitcher, just for like I didn't really need anything. I mean, nobody really needs anything, but you know what I mean? And I was like, oh my gosh. And then there was a few other Christmas ones. Actually, Winter at Hollyberry Farm was one of them too. No. Winterberry, the Cabinet Winterberry, that was the one. Hollyberry Farm is a different one. But yeah, so anyway, long story short, I bought this and started it. I bought it last year, actually. And I started it this summer. And that's where I'm at. I loved this. It took everything in me to put it down, honestly. Like, I think if I pick this back up in the spring, I will just work on it monogamously till it's done, because this has been literally the most fun stitch ever. She was so fun. She's so cute with her little dress. I love this one. And I am stitching it on 40 count sand, which I think might be the called for. With mostly the called for. I did start this at Stitch North this last year. This was one of my Stitch North starts. I had two for Stitch North. May 2025 is when I went. I didn't do the October one. And I did change the red. So the red was called for, I don't know what the red was called for. But I changed it to a brighter red. And I changed it to a Roxy Floss red because I was there. Lipstick. I changed it to lipstick. I don't think I have the called for red in here. I think I moved it to somewhere else. And I changed one of the greens to pinery. So like this darker green, I changed to pinery and the red. Just because I wanted them to be a little bit more bold, I think. The red was more of an orangey red. I think it was chili pepper. I think that's what it was. And I really wanted like a cherry red. like a deep red. And so that's what I changed it to. And I think it's adorable. Like, I think it's so cute. It looks a lot like the picture to me. Like, if you look at, like, it doesn't look like I really changed the red and the green. I think it looks very much like what the picture calls for. Let me see. But yeah, I did change those up. Okay. I've already 100% lost track of how many WIPs that is. I'm only like, how many in? Totally, it's okay. Okay, the number doesn't matter. Sorry for the zipper. Oh, this is my other Stitch North start. So I am in a little bit of an order. I must have organized myself a little bit better when I was doing this like 2 weeks ago than I thought. Because I had it organized, then I ironed it all, and now it feels disorganized. Oh, that goes in there. My little cards. I've been trying to do these little cards for everybody because I forget what I stitched it on. I forget when I started it. I forget everything. So I've been really trying hard to do a card for all of my projects. I make no promises that I'll continue that, but I've been trying. Okay, so so this was also started Stitch North 2025, and it is the Be a Friend sampler by, who does it? Needlework Press. I did do a Roxy Floss conversion to this. I emailed Hannah at Evertote and I said, could you convert this for me to Roxy? And she was like, of course, because she's so lovely. And so I decided that it would be kind of fun to do it that way, just because I was starting it at Stitch North. I had originally seen this. Tara Sully Stitches did this, I think, for her Blessing sampler last year. And I saw it and I was like, oh, I need to do that. And then I ordered it, and then I was like, that seems like a fun thing to start at a retreat, because like you're with your friends. So I thought that was kind of fun. So here is my start. I didn't do too bad, honestly. This is a very, very enjoyable stitch. Like, I really, really liked it. Very, very enjoyable. I am stitching it with my Roxy Floss conversion. I'll show you that. Hang on a second. Everything's so messy. On 40 count flux. That's what I'm stitching it on. For some reason I thought I was also stitching it on a Roxy Floss fabric, but I guess I'm not. So here's all my Roxy Floss conversion. If you email Hannah, she already has this conversion done, so she would be happy to send it to you, I'm sure. Oh gosh, I'm really not great at showing my floss, but it is like a direct conversion. So it's not like I really didn't change up any of the colors. They're very similar to what the called for are. And I think the called for are DMC, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, they are. Oh, or classic colorwork. So it has both. It has a classic colorwork, a DMC, and an anchor conversion. I guess I can show the back. It doesn't show anything. And of course it has its companion pieces as well, which I one day would love to stitch, but we're not buying any new things this year, or we're not starting any new things this year. We're doing something different this year. I do have a few things that I know already I'm going to start, but I've already bought them. So does that count? I don't know. Okay, so that is WIP number, who knows? Who knows? Okay, so I have piles of stuff. This is so crazy. Like when I first started stitching, I'm sorry, I have a hair. When I first started stitching, like having multiple projects just wasn't a thing. Like I'm very much like so many other people. I stitched in the 90s. I stitched when my kids were kind of younger, and then I got into different stuff. Like I scrapbooked for a lot of time. I did little quilts for a little bit. That I didn't do that for very long. And just kind of got into different crafts. I taught myself to crochet and whatever. And I always sort of had a stitching project on the go, but I didn't stitch like all the time. Now that's all. I don't have time for anything. I just stitch. But when I first got back into stitching was COVID. Like it was like March of 2020, and I was like home. Like I worked in a hospital. So at the time I worked in the OR. So in our little hospital, they closed the OR. So I was actually had more time home for the first like probably 8 weeks of COVID than a typical healthcare worker would have, because my job was we were only doing emergent surgery. So we didn't need a full staff. So I ended up with like quite a bit of time where I was like home, and I was just like, okay, like I bought a diamond painting kit because I was like, I need to do something with my hands. I can't just sit here and eat M&Ms. Like that was basically all I was doing. And my kids are older, so I did have one child that would have still been in high school, just the end of high school, but like very much self-sufficient in doing her own like school stuff. My husband was home because his job brought him home. And I discovered Flosstube. So the first Flosstube I ever saw was Shiloh, X Stitch MD. I was like, what's her name? And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And then I just jumped down the Instagram rabbit hole and started ordering stuff. But I was like, oh, I never have more than like 2 or 3 projects. And that's just snowballed. So now I have like all of the projects. And I was like, this is actually crazy. Because you just would have a project and like you would finish it and then you would move on to another project. And this is not what's happening anymore. Now we're stitching all of the things simultaneously and it's quite wild to me. I mean, I'm enjoying it. But I was like, I need to rein this in a little bit. This is too much. I need to rein this in. Okay, next WIP pile in no particular order. The first one is a daily reminder. Well, the first one in this pile, the first one is a daily reminder by Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle and Thread. This was her market. I feel like this was a market release in the spring of this year, or no, last year, 2025. And it was one of those that like, I'm pretty sure I was like chatting with Michelle and I was just like, oh my gosh, we need to do this. And she's like, of course we do. What's another new start? It's fine. But I knew I didn't want to do it on this super dark. I just don't love stitching on really dark fabrics. That I don't remember what the called for was. I think it was the Cedar River linen, and it's so pretty. I've seen it. Like a lot of people stitch this one, but I'm like, I can't stitch on that dark. So I did have to kind of wiggle around the colors a little bit just to look better on what I chose. So here's my start on that. I am using, honestly, kind of a combo of everything. Like the house color is the same. I think the white, the creamy color is the same. So I didn't change everything. I did change the yellow. I think the green leaves is the called for. I am stitching this on it. It's a 36 count Brenda's Brew by R&R. So yeah, so that's my start on that. This is another very, very enjoyable piece. Like this is one that I'd really like to get some good work on this year. I mean, if I buckle down, I probably could finish it. It's really not that big. But I like houses and I like alphabets. Like those are my things. That's what I want to stitch, houses and alphabets. I love them both. So I think it's very pretty on this color, on this linen. And I've honestly just been like picking colors that I have in my stash as I go. I don't really have it all planned out, to be completely honest with you. I've just been kind of winging it as I go. I changed up the greens to make them a little bit darker so the trees will show up a little bit differently or a little bit better. But I think it's very pretty. So I don't really have a conversion for that because I've just been kind of winging it as I go. And yeah, started it in 2025. I don't have a date because I didn't write it down. And on 36 count Brenda's Brew by R&R. So that is the first of this pile of WIPs. Oh dear, my pile down here is getting very big too. Okay, next one will be Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. Let me see if I can find the whole picture because that's just the front. I love Teresa Kogut. I don't want to show the whole. Here we go. So that's what it's going to look like. I don't remember when I started this. I might have a tag in there to tell me. So pretty, stitching with all the called for. Let's see, this one was different because this is a restart because I had originally started it on a 36 count and didn't realize that it wasn't going to fit. So I got all the way across and was like, this isn't going to fit. And then I switched to this. So we'll see. This is how far I've gotten. I did very, very little on this year, like so little. Like I think I got that little tiny house started over there. And that's it. It got almost no love this year, and I'm not 100% sure it's going to get a ton this year either. I have a few other bigger projects that I'm hoping to really either finish and or get really close to a finish. So, and this one wasn't on my list, even though I absolutely love it, and it will look beautiful in my bedroom. It's absolutely the right color scheme. But I think it might be more of a 2027 finish, hopefully. I'm stitching on a 40 count flax with all of the called for floss, which was all DMC. So it's all called for, all DMC, beautiful pattern. I started August 1st, 2022. Oh, that's so long ago. Look at that. And I've only done that much, but it's so pretty. It's so pretty though. Like it really is a beautiful, beautiful sampler. I just don't think it's going to get a lot of love this year from me. It's hard. I think it's one of the things I just don't love about having so many projects is there's just no way I can finish this many. So it's like, I really need to I just need less. I need to finish more and start less, which is just my goal for the year, is to get some of these, because I have beautiful, beautiful projects that are like sitting in bags. And I'm like, what? Nobody can see them in the bag. I don't have them anywhere. So yeah, I know I've said that a few times now. Next WIP will be Sampler of the Season Summer by With Thy Needle and Thread. With Thy Needle and Thread. I do have all of these. I have not finished any of them. They are a little bit hard to find. They're an older pattern. So I was able to find these on Brenda Gervais' website, and she does not ship to Canada. So I shipped them to the States and picked them up. I started these quite a long time ago. I know I did. I bought all 4. I had originally seen these on A Stitch for Mom, her Flosstube. I can never remember anybody's actual name, just their Flosstube names. She was also stitching all 4 of them. I don't know if she's finished them or not. I definitely have not finished them. But this is my progress on, I actually think I might be the farthest on spring. So this is my progress on spring. I absolutely love it. I'm stitching it on 40 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. And it is just, it's so pretty. So pretty. Like, silly that I haven't done more work on it. And actually, once you get into it, it does stitch up pretty quickly. But I absolutely love it. I do, and you'll see I do have all 4 of them on the go, so they're all going to make an appearance at some point today. I don't know when I started it though. I could go back and look on my Instagram because I think I posted. I don't know if I posted when I started every single one, but I do have all 4 of them started. I'm gonna tuck this all back together. And here is the summer. Is this summer? Yeah. So here's Sampler of the Season Summer. I do really try to work on these every year. I just don't ever get very far on them. I do try. I don't think there's a year gone by that I haven't worked on them. And here is summer. Oh, I'm pretty far on summer too, actually. I did work on this a fair bit this year. I'm stitching this on 40 count. What is it? Is it also Cream and Sugar? No, it's Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim. I knew it was super similar. And this is 40 count of that. And I use all the called for. I've stitched all the called for both, for all 4. I haven't changed any floss at all. So there we go. Super cute. Very and they're not like giant, like that lady, like there's grass under her, but that's it. So it's not like they're these massive patterns. It's just, I don't know. There's so many things to stitch, guys. So many things to stitch. And so many things to start, which is, I think, where I've gotten myself into trouble. Start all of the things. And this year's going to be finish all of the things. Okay, now we're really definitely not really in an order anymore, but that's okay. This was my New Year, New Start for my birthday this year. This is Autumn Lane. This is Autumn Town by Autumn Lane Stitchery. Yes, Autumn Town. Yeah. I started this on my birthday this year. It was my 50th birthday, so it's my 50th birthday start. I didn't do like the 50 starts in the year. I didn't do that. I can't do that. And I started this while I was in PEI with my friend Michelle. And so that's that. I am stitching this on 36 count agave linen with all the called for colors. And here is where I got. It's very pretty. Like, it's just a very relaxing stitch. Like, I really enjoyed this. Like, I haven't honestly picked it up since I left. So we were on holidays. We were in PEI for a week. And I stitched this all in probably 2 days, like just in the evenings, stitching after we got back from all of our fun sightseeing situation. And I haven't touched it since, but it worked up quick. Like, it's a very fast stitch. So far, it's worked up really quickly. I actually bought this pattern when we were in Maine the year before, 2 years before maybe. There was a little store there called Lakeside Stitches, I feel like it was right on the water in Greenboro, Maine, Greenwich, I don't know. And we stopped there and I picked that pattern. And then the fabric I bought while I was at Stitch North from Pastime Pieces, I specifically took all the floss and stuff to Stitch North so that I could like choose a so I could find fabric. It calls for, it's a very specific Apple Harvest by Mountain Air fabric, and I don't know if they're still dyeing or not. One point I looked into it and they didn't have any, and it specifically calls for 28 count, but I wanted a higher count. So I think they did have the 28 available, but I didn't want to stitch it with 2/2. And I did use all the called for. So I'm not sure if you can still get the Mountain Air it's mountainairfabrics.com. But I'm just not sure if you can still get that Apple Harvest. And I don't know what the year that this was made. Like, it doesn't give me a year. But I really liked that. I really like the agave. I think it looks close to the picture because the green isn't stitched. So the green is like shows through. So this stuff here is not stitched. That's why you have the green fabric. I know Helen D is stitching it as well, and she actually did a video on how she chose her fabric, which was interesting. She had like 3 different greens and like did a floss toss like and filmed it so everybody could see it, which I really liked. That I had already started and picked my green, but I thought that was really neat. I was able to kind of do a floss toss while I was there at Stitch North and like ask people's opinion. I'm not great at, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm great at going off pattern or like picking stuff on my own. I like to have a second opinion. But I also didn't want to buy multiple green because I don't stitch on color normally. So I didn't want to purchase multiple greens and kind of do it. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be able to do it and only buy the one because I don't know that I would use the other greens for anything. Anyway, it was very successful. I think it's looking good. I like the green that I picked. So it's working out. We're already 46 minutes in and I have so much more. I gotta speed it up. Next WIP is Butternut House by Stacey Nash Designs. I started this when I went to Hobby House fall 2024 with a group of friends. So I started it there. No, I didn't. That's not true. I didn't start that. I had planned to start it and I didn't end up starting it there. I brought it with me. I didn't even buy fabric for it here because this is definitely a hand dyed by Rolanda. This is Iced Coffee 40 count hand dyed by Rolanda using all of the called for colors. So far, so cute. I really like this fabric too. Like I really like this fabric. It's not very big, honestly. I mean, it's big for a pin keep, but I'll probably frame it. I'm not sure how I'll finish it. I probably won't finish it. Knowing me. It'll just sit somewhere. But I did start, I think I just started this year. Like I think I had planned to start it. It doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me when I started it. But I'm pretty sure this was a new start in the fall of this year. I think I had brought it with me to start it at Hobby House because I didn't buy it at Hobby House. I know I didn't. I only bought one pattern at Hobby House and I've never started that either. Not even kidding. I did buy lots of fabric when I was there though. And I did start a few things. But didn't buy many, really didn't buy any patterns when I was there. Oh dear, everything's falling. Okay, on we go. We seem to be in the fall category now. And so we're back to Sampler of the Season Fall. I did work on this quite a bit. I did restart this. This was a restart. So when I had first purchased the 4 patterns, I was very new to stitching in general. I was also very new to fancy floss or hand dyed floss or over dyed or whatever we call it. And so because these patterns share so many of the same flosses, I just bought like one set and assumed I would share amongst the 4 patterns. Not realizing, 1, that I would need multiple skeins for certain colors, or 2, that dye lots were a thing. Like I didn't know that yet. So when I kitted these, I started them all and did little tiny starts and then quickly realized that not all of the dye lots matched. When I was like, oh, I need more of this. That's what happened with this. So I had started it with the vine is apple cider, the vine is apple cider. So this is apple cider. Well, apple cider is like, the dialots are significantly different. And the one I had started it with was very, very light. And then I stole that apple cider to probably do vines on one of the other ones, like of this pattern set, right? And then getting back to it, I had either couldn't find it. Anyway, long story short, I ended up fully kitting each set because I was like, this isn't going to work. Like, there's no way. And then when you get to the grass, and some of them, you need like 2 skeins, and they're stitched, the models are stitched on a 32. So it's like, I don't know how, anyway, I ripped it out and started again because I wasn't going to match that apple cider. So I had gotten, I don't even know if I was this far. I think I've gotten back to where I was. But anyway, I was just like, no, this is, for me, trying to match it, it wasn't going to work. And all of the apple cider, none of them were really very similar to each other. So anyway, long story short, here's my fall. It's very, very pretty. Like, it's really, really pretty. Yeah, I really like it. I'm glad I restarted it. I think I would have been very unhappy not restarting it. And I think it's really pretty, but obviously I don't have a 10 done. I didn't have a 10 done when I restarted it though. I actually don't think. I think I actually pulled it out when I restarted. Like, I actually frogged it. I'm stitching it on 40 count Milk and Honey with the called for that I have kitted up now. So I just bit the bullet because it's expensive to have all of these things kitted. It just is. There's no way around it. So I was thinking, because they share so many colors, that it would be easier and less expensive to share, which in theory it would have been less expensive, not easier, but less expensive. So anyway, I learned my lesson from that. It's like there's a learning curve when you get into all this stuff, and obviously none of it is like necessary. Like, I don't have to stitch all 4 pieces, and I could have converted to DMC if I wanted to, but that was sort of my first real like jump into fancy floss. I just happened to pick Brenda Gervais, which there's a lot of flosses. Like, her patterns have a lot of different colors in them. Those ones specifically. So, well, I'd actually like to finish them just so I can put some of those flosses back into my like stash. So I have them back in rotation. Next one will be Midnight Watch by Blackbird Design. I have been stitching this for a long time. Like, this has been a long stitch. Like, this again was probably one of the first things that I started once I got back into stitching. I saw Olivia Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. I saw her stitching this and absolutely loved it. And I was like, I need that right now. And I don't stitch really a lot of Halloween. I absolutely loved it. And I ordered it and started it, jumped right in. Again, before I really like knew to pick, I don't know, like I wasn't well versed in linen and stuff yet. This is one of my first linen pieces. I maybe would have chosen a different color. The moon, I had to change the color of the moon. I used White Lightning, I believe, by, it's not Weeks, I think Gentle Arts, because what was called for didn't show at all. Like, it's basically the same color as the fabric. I think I also changed the roof color because I didn't have the right one. So I made a few, but looked to look like the picture. Like, I didn't change it like drastically. I actually took this with me to PI as well and got a ton done on it. So it had been pretty sad and had not had a lot done. And I actually got a lot done in PEI. So that was lovely. I was very excited about that. Like, I think I got the entire house done and the pumpkins at the bottom. So this one is another one that's quite close to being finished and will most likely get it finished this year, sometime in the fall, probably. I am stitching it on a 30 count. I started October 3rd, 2023. I actually looked that one up with mostly the called for on a 36 count mystery linen of some kind, because I never used to write that down, what I was starting it on. Oh, wait, I have it. Beige, just regular old beige from Zweigart. I put the sticker inside the book. So there I am with that. I suspect that will get a finish this year. And here is the, oh, it's Weeks. I lied. It's White Lightning, Weeks Dye Works White Lightning. That's what I changed. Can't really see that now that I put it away, but that's what I changed the moon to so it would show up better on the fabric. I don't remember what was called for on it though, but it wasn't working. It wasn't working on my fabric. That's okay. Okay, this was another PEI start. All my PEI stuff ended up together. So this was another start with when I was in PEI with my friend Michelle. We actually started this together. We were like, we should start something when we see each other. And we were like, we should. We started a lot of things together, but this one we were like, we'll start it together. We didn't end up actually stitching it together. It's out of the First Winds of Autumn, it's out of the Winds of Autumn book by Blackbird Designs. It is called First Winds of Autumn. I'm just trying to see if I can find the actual pattern for you to show you without showing you. It's the strawberry. Let's see. That I was determined to make into a strawberry. Now I'm not sure I'm going to do that. Because again, Olivia, Pumpkin Hollow Quilts Olivia, she framed, oh, I don't want to show the pattern. She framed hers and it looks really good. So I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That is up for debate, how it's going to be finished. But First Winds of Autumn, oh, I think I tore the book. Started it September of this year, or of 2025, not of 2026, which is our current year. So here's where I'm at on that. I got some really good progress on that. The bird is by far the biggest part. So I feel like, again, if I can take a couple of days with it, then we can get that finished. And what am I stitching it on? 36 count vellum. That's what I'm stitching it on. I chose a 36 count very specifically for this because the strawberry is done in a 36 count and it gives you like the template to finish it in a strawberry. So I really wanted it to be on 36 count. I think the vellum looks great. I just don't know if I'm going to finish it in a strawberry. Part of me wants to because I've never done that. And it gives you the template in this book. This book is beautiful. I have stitched a few things out of this book. I stitched this. Actually, I think that's the only other thing I've stitched out of this book is this. I shouldn't say a few. Mighty Acorns. I finished that this fall as well. But like everything, I would like to stitch everything in this book. I really want to stitch this little fella. There's this really cute little house one in here that is just like adorable that I really want to stitch that. This one. I think this is going to be my next one out of this book is this. So cute. I love fall. But not this year, because this year we're finishing. We're not starting, we're finishing. I feel like if I keep telling myself that, maybe that's going to happen. We'll see. And Michelle bought me this most beautiful bag. She got it for me for my birthday. So it's by, let's see, it's by Little Boat 88. Little Boat, I don't know if we can see this. Little Boat 88. That's a horrible way to show that. And it is the most beautiful bag I have ever had. It's so like structured, I guess is maybe the word. And it's so pretty. And it has the crows. And it came with a little needle book too, which is probably over there. And I'm not going to try to find it. But oh, it's beautiful. It's literally my favorite bag. And I was just thinking today, I'm like, I need to go on Etsy and buy some more bags. And then I was like, no, I don't. Okay. Oh, look at me. Okay, so we have 2 piles left. This video is going to be so long. I feel really bad. I guess the WIP parades are always long videos. And they're fun long, but like my videos are never this long. Okay. This is our second to last pile that we have. This is crazy. I have too many things, guys. Okay. Christmas at Hollyberry Farm. I started this one I did start at Hobby House in 2024. And I pretty much called for everything except the red and the green. I brightened up the red and the green. I did try to work on this year and I just didn't want to. It's super weird because it's so pretty and I pulled it out and I was like, no, like I finished that window and started the next one and I was like, no, it's kind of sad. So I'm hoping that this year I get like excited to work on this. Let's see what I'm stitching it on. 40 count Kenneth by Greystones fabric is a beautiful fabric. It's the only piece of Greystones I have and I love it. Started October 25th, 2024. Oh, with my friends when I went to Hobby House and it was so much fun. It's a beautiful time of year to go to Hobby House. And other than the red and the green, is all called for colors. And this pretty bag that also my friend Michelle got me. I don't know. This is a Sheba Designs bag. I have quite a few of hers. Very, very pretty. All the bags are pretty. That's why I can't stop buying them. And also a Hobby House start, same year, same time, is Dasher and Dancer. This actually was gifted to me by my friend Joanna. She had just finished stitching it, and I was meeting her at Hobby House, and she said, she's like, do you want my pattern? I was like, that would be so nice. So I started this while I was there. Here's my progress. I did work on this year, but didn't get a ton more done, honestly, but it's so pretty, guys. Again, with a monochromatic, like I absolutely love it. This is on a hand dyed by Rolanda as well. This is on, let's see here, parchment, hand dyed by Rolanda parchment, and I'm using her floss, her hand dyed floss. So it's Ruby Whisper is her floss, and I bought that at Hobby House in 2024 before we went, and I knew I wanted to start this. Like this was something that was like a very planned start. So when I was there, I was like, that's the floss I know I want to use. And I did get some on stitching done this year, but not as much as I had kind of hoped. And my December stitching just didn't get as much love as I had wanted it to, because December's just a crazy time of year to try to get anything accomplished. But I did get some stitches on that one. Next Christmas one is Quicker Christmas 2 by Bygone Stitches. This is the one that's so funny because the picture like does not do it justice. I first saw this one, Colorado cross stitcher, Sherry, stitched it, and it's absolutely gorgeous, like so beautiful. And I was like, oh dear, I need to start that too. You see how I got myself into trouble. And this is stitched on a 40 count, white, it was Weigart. Like I wanted very traditional Christmas colors. I have done 0 stitching on it this year. I did get some done on it last year. I just wanted it in a really bright Christmassy look to it. So I picked my own floss for this, and I'm doing Classic Color Works, Ribbon Red, and Grasshopper. So just kind of traditional, bright, Christmassy colors on a regular old Zweigart white. The called for is, this is a 40 count, the called for is Gentle Arts Currant and Blue Spruce. So definitely not as like Christmassy colors. And it was stitched on a 28 count light exemplar by Lakeside Linens. So this is a 40, so it's obviously gonna be a little bit smaller. And just, oh, I got a big string, sorry. And just bright and pretty, really pretty. Like it's a really, really pretty one. Again, that I would really like to have hanging on my wall somewhere at Christmas time, because I love to decorate for Christmas, and I have all kinds of stuff, but very little stitching. I have all kinds of other Christmas stuff, but I never managed to finish my Christmas stitching. And continuing with Christmas, this would be the Noel sampler by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais. I started this year. I started this November 1st, maybe? When did I start it? Oh, no, this was my Christmas. This is why I have to write this stuff down. This was my Jolly July start. So July 3rd of 2025, I started it. It's on 40 count Through the Looking Glass by Tabby Cat linen with all of the called for threads. And here is where I got to. Let me spread it out a little bit here. Let's see if we can see that. I really did iron, but it does not look like I ironed anything. I guess sitting them all on a pile for weeks after or days after I ironed, probably not the best idea. So I worked on this a ton at the Jingle Ball, like a ton. Like I basically got the whole house done at the Jingle Ball and a good chunk of the roof. I thought the fill-in was a nice Jingle Ball. Like it's easy. It's easy to just stitch while you're talking when you're not really counting. So I had all the windows and stuff done, and then I just filled everything in, and it was great. I worked on this, and I worked on Go Tell It on a Mountain, and that was it. That's really all I worked at the Jingle Ball this year. And I bought 0 things at the Jingle Ball. 0 this year. 0. I was very proud of myself. I'm a little bit sad about the Treacle stocking, because that was the one that really had me And I didn't buy it because I'm like, I'm not going to start it this year. There's no way I'm going to start that big stocking this year. So I didn't. I had a little bit of regret after I watched everybody else start the stocking, but I was like, no, I do not need it. So I did, last year we did the Blue Coat Santa, and there was a couple of us that wanted to stitch them together, and we stitched it and finished them. This year I started the Go Tell It on a Mountain, and I have one more that I bought the same year I bought Go Tell It on a Mountain that I have as a PDF, and it is Santa and the Wool Makers by Kathy. Is it by Kathy Berrick, or is it by Hello from Liz Matthews? I'm not actually sure. But it's Santa and the Wool Makers, and so I'm going to start that next year, this coming year at the Jingle Ball. I decided. Because I just don't want to have a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of PDFs. I find the PDFs easier to stitch with, but harder to remember I have them, if that makes any sense. As I just end up having them. And then I don't go looking, like here when I have patterns and stuff, like in my craft room, they're there. I can see them. I can like flip through them. But as much as I love stitching from a PDF, because I do enjoy it, I can make it bigger. I can, do whatever. I forget I have them. So my goal next year this coming year is to stitch that. And then I will have nothing that I bought from the Jingle Ball that I still have to do. Now I might buy something next year or this year at the Jingle Ball, but I'm trying to not, because I really I love Go Tell. That's a beautiful piece, and it's not very big, but it sat in my computer for 2 years before I started it. And the Santa and the Wool Maker is the same. It's still there. Like I bought it and it's still sitting there waiting to be stitched, and it needs to be stitched. Still on Christmas, because I love Christmas, but I don't love finishing Christmas all the way, apparently, is the Plum Street Samplers This Joyous Season. I started this. Oh dear. I started this back when I started this a few years ago when I was still trying to do sals, and now I've given up on sals because I can't keep up with them oh my gosh, I want to say it was Stitching with Elementary, but I'm not sure. I have to go back and look at that. I don't think either one of us have finished it, if that makes both of us feel better. But here's where I'm at. I have done nothing. I had planned to actually at the Jingle Ball work on this house too, but I didn't, because I talk too much and I find stitching and talking hard to do at the same time. It is beautiful. It is stitched on 40 count mallow with all of the called for. I didn't make any changes. I absolutely love this. I cannot wait to have it finished. But I have stitched nothing on it this year at all. I don't think it also made an appearance for Jolly July, but I don't think I ever actually put any stitches in it. So I always have such high hopes of like all the stitching time I'm going to have, but I work weird shifts. And so I do 4 12s and then have like 5 off kind of situation. Generally, sometimes it's different, but for the most part, that's what it is. But often during those 4 12s, I don't stitch at all because I don't have time with like sleeping and regular life stuff. I don't have time. Sometimes I will bring my stitching to work and work on it a little bit. But the lighting isn't great, obviously, in the break room. So I'm more likely to bring my crochet than my stitching. But anyway, okay, I think we're getting down to like the bigger projects that I'm hoping to concentrate on this year. Hopefully. I think they're a little out of order, but it's okay. So the next one is called At Home by Brenda Gervais as well. I started this, I don't remember when I started it. January 7th, 2024. So 2 years ago, almost. And I love it. I bought it instantly. As soon as this was released, it was like an instantaneous, I must have that and I must stitch that. And then I did, but I didn't, it's not even that I didn't get very far. I actually got quite far on it. I just haven't done anything else with it. I am stitching it with all the called for, including the called for fabric, which is 36 count vintage country mocha. And with all the called for threads. And here's where I'm at. Oh, there, that's gonna be better. The light's a little bit funky, sorry. All of these letters, also 1/1. Did not know that when I bought the pattern. And all around it is like straight stitches, and I am not good with fancy stitches, so I've ignored that for now and moved on. But like, again, I got really good progress on it, but I haven't touched it this year. So this is going to be one, I've picked like, how many were there? 6, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've picked 6 of my bigger projects that I'm planning on concentrating on this year. I haven't 100% decided how I'm going to do it. Part of me is really tempted to just work on them until they're done, like monogamously one big project at a time until they're finished, and sort of sprinkle in some of the smaller pieces that I have been working on. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. But this is one of the ones that I'd like to concentrate on this year for sure. I'd like to get as much, I'd like to get as much done as I can. It's just it's so pretty. And I know when I bought it, I knew exactly where I was going to hang it in my house. So like, I still want it there. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, this has to get done because I know, like sometimes I buy it and I'm like, I don't know where that's going to go if I ever finish it or how I'm going to finish it. This one, I know exactly where I want it. I know how I want to frame it. I know. So I need to get it done because, and I like go back and forth about like just working on a few things monogamously until they're done. And then sometimes I think it's kind of a boring video. Like then I'm like, if I did Flosstube, if I didn't do Flosstube, would I like not stitch more monogamous? I don't know. I can't decide because I like to change it up too. So I'm like, anyway, I've picked 6 projects. I'll go into those about what I'm like hoping to concentrate on for this year. And then a couple of smaller ones that are very close to being finished that I'm hoping will just be finished as well. And then progress on everything else. We'll see how we do it. Okay, these are a couple little small ones. I definitely am out of order here. But this is the winter of the sampler of the season from Blueberry Ridge. So this is the winter one. This is my start on it. It's a very, very small start on the winter one. Very, very pretty. Look, it's so pretty. It's such a pretty blue. It is called Blue Jay by, pattern. I'm sorry. This is the color Blue Jay by, I feel like that's very fuzzy when it goes front. It doesn't want to focus. By Gentle Arts. Very pretty color. And stitching it on, what am I stitching it on? Cream and Sugar, 40 count. I really like those ones. Easy, simple, easy to get. So yeah, so that's my very, very tiny start on this winter sampler. Beautiful sampler. Like they're so pretty. And they're quick when you stitch them. Like they're really fun stitch. And I find like the fall one just like went. Like I stitched that so quickly, but I really didn't stitch on anything else. Like I really was just stitching on that. So I think when I do that, I can really get them, well, I guess that's the case for everybody. If you're only working on one project, you're gonna get it done faster, but. And now here is the winter one of the Brenda Gervais. I have these out because we're winter. So these are some of the ones that I'm hoping to like keep out. I actually should keep those out because they're going to get all messed up with everything. So yeah, so these are the few that I'm hoping to work on for January, February. I don't have a ton of huge plans just yet. Okay, so this, oops. And here's my progress on this. Again, decent progress. Like it's not, they're not huge charts. And this is stitched on Newcastle. Heartland, I'm sorry, Heartland, 40 count, Heartland. I wanted a little darker with this one because there's a lot of snow in it and I want the snow to pop up. But yeah, like really cute and so fun. I love it when they're little, like the little houses and stuff, because they take almost no, oh, you can see the snow better there. They take almost no time. Though, yeah, I feel like the snowflakes show up much better in person than they are showing up right here. But like really very, very nice, like beautiful pattern. All the called for with that one as well. Stuff everywhere here. And that's one that I've got tucked away for now, like to try to work on in January. That's one of the ones I've got kind of tucked away to work on in January. And this is another one. Oh. Prairie Schooler. This is called the Christmas Village, but for some reason to me, this feels very wintry. I think because there's no like Christmas decorations. They're just winter houses. This is a beautiful, I am stitching this on 40 count, just 40 count white, Newcastle linen. Nothing exciting. And I'll show you my progress. I didn't touch, I might have actually worked on this last year in the winter. I might have. So I'm all the way to the, I'm all the way across. All the trees are done. That's not true, but I'm all the way across. Like this is how wide it will be. And again, it's not gigantic. Those trees were very fun to do though. There's so many of them, but they're all the same. So they're very relaxing. And I love houses. So this is like just for me, all the houses. So again, it's here for winter. I'm using all the called for, it's all DMC. I started it in January 2024. 14 count, oh, it's antique white. My apologies. 14 count antique white by Zweigart. And this is going to stay out for the next couple months, and we'll see what kind of progress we can make. Sorry for the zippers. And now these are two that I found that I didn't even know I had. So as I'm like going through, I have like a basket in the kind of the corner of my room that I keep my WIPs in. I had to go back on Instagram to see when I had started them and like what my thought process was, because I'm still a little confused. So they're all in here. It's a little bit of a mess. Where's the other one? Where's my other card? Oh, I don't have it. Oh dear. Okay. So there's two. I'll show you both. So they're both Plum Street samplers. One is Hello Winter. This is very, very cute. And one is Winter Blessings. And like, I've started them and don't really remember starting them. I've got only one card here. Winter Blessings, I started February 17th, 2024 on 36 count platinum. They're both on 36 count platinum. So that's Winter Blessings. No, that's Winter Blessings. And this one, I now remember. This one, I started with Chris, the camping stitcher, as she was hosting a leap year sale. And I was like, oh, I'll start this. And then I promptly forgot either one of them existed, which is quite interesting. And I'm stitching them both on the same piece of fabric. It's super weird. I normally wouldn't do that. Like, so here is the first one, the winter, that's Winter, that's Winter Blessings. So I did quite a bit. But then I have this, which I think is the other one. Just a weird, like just that. So I don't know if I started this as the leap year start and then went, I don't like the white on it because it's platinum and white. Like it doesn't show up fantastic. And it's very white heavy because it's winter. And I don't know, I have like a random needle in here. I don't know. So they're small. So I thought I'd at least try to finish one. Like I'm going to at least try to finish this one. And then I might use a different color for the leap year start, or I might just not finish it. I'm not sure. I don't even remember buying these patterns. It was very random. It was like this random bag that's like, I don't know where, I think I made the bag, but like, it was very strange. So as I'm going through everything, I'm like, I don't remember these at all, but they're winter. So I've left them out. There's just assorted DMC floss in there, so I'm not sure. It was kind of strange. I'm normally like significantly more organized about my new starts, so those are kind of different. So they're staying out for the time being, and we'll kind of decide if I'm going to work on them this winter or not. This next one I'm 100% working on and hoping to finish. This is called Hibernation Day by Heartstring Samplery. It is beautiful. I bought this. I feel like it's like fuzzy. Like I feel like I'm not getting clear. I hope my whole thing wasn't fuzzy like that. I don't know. I don't have a new phone, so I don't know. My settings are off maybe. I picked this up and kitted it at Stitch North 24. It came as like they had it kitted with the Roxy Floss conversion. And I don't know, I know it's 40 count fabric, but I think it's Panettone. I didn't keep the tag. I don't know why. I think it's Panettone. And here's my start. I started this last year. I love this so much. Like this was one of my favorite things to stitch ever. So my plan is 100% to finish this year. Like this is going to be one of the ones that I'm just going to work on. Even if it makes for a boring video, I'm working on it till it's done. I love it so much. Yeah, and here's my Roxy Floss. There's not very many colors. Like it wasn't a big Like there's really not very many colors to it at all. So there's my Roxy colors. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6. There's only 6 colors in the whole thing. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. It is like, and it's so cute. And I would love to get it framed because I love it that it's like, it's winter. Like it's not just Christmas. Like I love Christmas, but it's kind of like Halloween and fall. Like fall, you feel like you can keep, it's a longer time that you can have it out. Like this is like winter. So it's more like I could keep it out till the spring. Whereas the Christmas stuff, you kind of feel like you have to decide or put away. This one is one of my I think now we're officially into the ones that I'm trying to work on and finish this year. And this is absolutely one of them. This is my New Year, New Start from last year. And this is my Anniversaries of the Heart. Let me see if I can get it all the way over here. I'm going to try the board because it's like, it's big. I'm going to do this. Let's see if I can get it on the board properly. So I honestly did make good progress on this last year, but I really would like to see this finished this year. There's 2 that I want well, 3 if you include, well, okay, more than that, but this one I want finished. Definitely. It's beautiful. Now I am doing it a little bit differently. I'm not following the exact pattern. I am only going to be doing the 6, 7, and then I'm going to do the big one at the bottom, the bonus one. So I've done them out of order. I've done them more either ones that my kids have picked that they liked the best. Like the next one I'm doing is for my son Evan, but it's actually the February one, even though he's in July. So this is me and my husband, my son, his children, my next son, my daughter. It'll be her children, and then me. So that's how I've decided to do it. And so I had this started, and I haven't finished this because my son's little boy won't be here until March. So I won't personalize that one. These ones are done. Actually, I think I still need to put something up here. I think I need our initial, or I forget. There's a date. There's something up there I'm supposed to finish too. The rest of them are, this one for Joshua, we're missing one. Actually just got that. I ordered that. There was one thread that I couldn't find. These are old patterns. The threads are actually still the crescent colors. They're not classic colorworks. So some of the dialettes have changed. I've winged them a little bit. I have definitely changed a few here and there. And so I did have to order some floss for this one, and actually for the one that I'm doing for my son, Evan, which is the February one. I'm going to change it just a little bit. There's a few hearts that I'm going to kind of omit from it just because it looks a little bit more Valentine's Day-y, but he loves red brick houses. So we're going to do the red brick house, and I'm going to try to do something here that's just a little, I actually might leave it, but I'll probably omit this. I might actually just leave the heart because it's cute, and I'll just put his name and his date of birth. And yeah, so that's the one that I've just started. And then, yeah, then I'll do my daughters. And so my hope is to have this done this year because I absolutely love it and I want it on my wall. Again, Olivia, Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, first one. She did the whole thing. Hers is bigger. I saw one of the very first floss tubes of her. I think she either had just finished it or was just about, like she was quite far along in it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do that. And then it took me that long to start it. I started it last year. And this, you guys have all seen this one, my Smith sampler. This I started for our 25th wedding anniversary a few years ago now. It is good though. Like it's getting there. It really is. I have worked on this year quite a bit and it's close. Like it's again, like if I could just, I think this might be the first one that I work on and just like, we're getting it done. I might do it this month and just be like, we're getting it done. So there it is. Like that's the bottom, like the little, I want to say it's a turkey. It's not, the little bird, and that's it. I did change the color of the house. I think I turned it into more of a blue. It's just so pretty. What am I stitching this on? Like Heritage, I think. Oh, I didn't tell you what I was stitching. Anniversaries of the Heart. What am I stitching it on? 40 Count Latte by XJU. That's what I'm stitching. This is also a 40 count. I think it's Heritage by Picture This Plus. It's a Picture This Plus for sure. I love this. Our last name is Smith, obviously. It's Mrs.SmithStitches. And so when I first saw this, I was like, I 100% have to stitch that. And it's so close. It's so close. And again, it's another one where I know exactly where it's going to go. Oh, I have hang on. Hold, please. I do have a tag. Heartland. It's Heartland by Picture This Plus. And I started it June 13th of 2023, which was our 25th wedding anniversary. And so I have that. I think I'm going to keep this one out first and just be like, it's so close. I can finish this. I know I can. And this was like my own conversion. Like it's meant to stitch in silks. I was unsure about that. I picked the DMC conversion, which it does provide. I didn't like it. And normally I can actually show you the original starch to it, which is very wrinkled, but this was the original start. And I didn't like it. I didn't like how it was showing up. I didn't like the green. I just didn't like it. And so I actually took it into Tyme, which is a store in Ottawa that has, it's a yarn store, but it has an excellent stitching, like a really, really good stitching section. Really, really good. I went in and Gwyneth works there. Her Instagram handle is Curling Stones and Cross Stitches or X Stitches, I think. And she happened to be there that day and I was like, do you want to help me do a floss conversion? Because I have no idea what I'm doing. And she's like, of course I do. And so she actually helped me pick, they're all Gentle Arts. She helped me pick based on, because I already had the fabric and I knew I wanted it to look more like the picture, but the DMC colors really didn't look like the picture in this particular case. And so she helped me and I love it. I absolutely love how it's turning out. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm down to the last few. Oh, look at me. I'm down to three. And these are also the ones that I'm hoping, I need to leave this one out, hoping that I'm going to work on significantly this year. I haven't really decided how that's going to look, but these are the ones. These are the 6. So this is Goodness and Mercy by Teresa Kogut. I also started this with my friend Michelle. You'll hear that a lot. And I love it. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I am stitching it on 40 Count Old Sheep by XJU. Super nice. I would like to purchase more of the Old Sheep. I absolutely love this fabric. And there is my little start. It's very pretty. It's just very nice. This is going to take me forever and will probably one of the last ones that I kind of pull out as my bigger pieces to work on, if that makes sense. Just because it's just a baby start. I just started it. We started on Remembrance Day, actually, November 11th of this year. So that is one of the ones that I've got. And I have 2 more. One is, I have to reach over here to grab. One is my Modern Folk Embroidery. 2021, guys. This has got to be my oldest WIP by far. Started it in 2021. Had grand plans. Look at this thing. I don't know why I'm not working on it. It's awesome. It's massive. I started it. This was the first piece that I ever did on linen. And this is what I chose. I never had stitched on linen in my life. It's in a 32 count with DMC. I'll show you the numbers in just a sec. So silly. I don't know what I was thinking. Also, part of it is I think part of my issue with this now is it's 2 strands and I really got into 1 strand stitching. I don't mind smaller things with 2 strands. I did some of my birth samplers for my grandkids with 2 strands, but I don't know. I don't know, but it's so, look at it. It's amazing looking. And I was stitching it for my mom because my mom loves blues and this is just right up her alley. And I haven't stitched my mom anything in a really long time. So anyway, 2021, guys, 2021. And my friend Dana is also stitching this and she's farther along than I am, but started at pretty much the same time. And she's like, we can do this. We're going to finish it this year. Actually, I don't think we said that. Other friends have said, you guys can finish those this year. And we're both like, can we? but it's definitely on the list. It's definitely on the list. Smith Sampler first, and then maybe I would, what is my hair doing? Smith Sampler first, and then maybe we'll get to, I really would like it to be done. I also would really like this one to be done. This is And a Forest Grew, which I am pretty sure was a New Year, New Start in like 2022. It is beautiful. It is by Rosewood Manor. It is a bit of a difficult pattern to read for me because there is no shading as the patterns. Like, it's a big pattern. There's lots and lots of pages in it, right? I don't want to show the pattern, but there's no shading when the pages change. So I have found that very challenging when you're dealing with like the pattern, like the parts that overlap each other. So I just find it a hard pattern to read, to be honest, but it's an absolutely gorgeous pattern. And I have a lot done. I have hair everywhere. I have a lot done. So I haven't touched it last year at all, but here's where we are with it. Hang on. I might need the board for this one too. Let's see what I can do here. It's on like a 36 count. It's a Fabric Flare fabric, 36 count for sure. And this is the one that I am so paranoid. I've showed this before because I'm so close to the edge, but everybody says I have enough space. So we're going to go with it. And here's where I'm at. So I have a lot done. Like, I really, really do. It is a very satisfying little stitch because like each little tree is like a little finish. I love those. It's kind of almost like a little Quaker where you're like finish one little motif and it's done. So it's absolutely beautiful. I just realized that my granddaughter is still sleeping. It's 3 o'clock. I better speed this along now. Okay. Because she's going to need to wake up at some point. Okay. So I did that. Oh, that was my last one. That was my last WIP. Ha. So that was the last one. So the ones I'm going to try to concentrate on this year at home, Goodness and Mercy, the Smith Sampler, my Anniversaries of the Heart, my Modern Folk Embroidery, and a Forest Grew. So I'm going to try to move those, have those into my rotation every single month until they're done. I think I'm going to start with Smith Sampler and leave it in my rotation till it's done, and then start with whichever one I want to do next, whether that's Modern Folk or whether that's Anniversary of the Heart or whatever. And I'm going to try to keep it that way. We'll see. I can sometimes get like a little bit like, I want to say bored is not the right word, but like I want something new. So we'll kind of have to wing it a little bit. I feel like that's the story of the day, is winging it. I'm really losing my light now. I have been filming for way too long. It's like an hour and a half. Okay. Plans. I think you have my plans. I have 3 starts planned for 2026. I have a birth sampler to do for my granddaughter, who is actually 2, but never picked a birth sampler that they wanted. So my daughter-in-law is like, I'd really like you to do this one. So I'm going to start that. I have a wedding sampler for my daughter who's getting married in October. Both of those I either have or have been ordered. One was an Etsy that my daughter-in-law picked, and one I actually ordered from 123 Stitch. It's a Little House Needleworks. I'll show you guys when it comes in. It's stuck in Chicago, so who knows when I'll get it here. And I think the only other start that I actually have already planned, that I already have, is Olga stocking, which I've always wanted to do. I don't have a timeline for that. I don't know if I'll do that like as a birthday start this year. I don't have any other like Easter starts, Mother's Day starts, anniversaries. I have no other of those type of starts planned at all. I'd like to get the birth sampler started. I want to get my daughter's wedding sampler done before her wedding shower, which will probably be in June. So that might take up a fair bit of my stitching time to do that, because I'd like to have it framed for that. And I think that is everything. There's only one more thing that I'm going to show you really, really quickly if you're interested. And that is my crochet blanket that I am making for my newest grandbaby. Hang on a second. I have to go get it. I'm not going to stop it. I'm just going to go run and get it. Oh. Because it will be finished before my next video, because if you're new, I usually do a video once a month. And the shower for the new baby is actually the 31st of January. So I don't know when I'll film. If I'll film on the 1st of February, if I'll film at the end of January, but I wanted to show it's not done, but And it looks like it looks a little crooked. It's not. Hang on, here we go. It's this way. She picked this. It was a pattern on Etsy. Super, super pretty. And I'll put a border and stuff around it. But yeah, so that's my newest crochet project that I will have finished by the end of January. And then we'll see. I still am working on one for my oldest grandson, but that wasn't really for anything. It was just, he just wanted a blanket, a big blanket, a big boy blanket. So I'm working on that. And I think that's everything. I didn't really take any notes. I have been watching a ton of Flosstube, but I will share that in my next video because I really think this video is just really long now. I'm hoping to get it uploaded tonight. Fingers crossed, we'll see. Our internet here is not always fantastic for that. I just want to wish everybody a Happy New Year. Thank you all so much for all of the love and support that you send out to me every single time I put up a video. I really, really appreciate it. This has been a really fun experience for me. It's almost 3 years, which is kind of crazy. I've met so many fun people. I made so many great friends. It's just been super, super fun. I am praying that all of you have a fantastic 2026 and get absolutely all the stitching in that you want. And I will see you in my next video. Happy New Year, everybody. Thanks. Bye.